Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we kick off 5 races in 7 nights here in the state of Washington as we head into the 50th annual Dirt Cup at the end of next week and chase that $50,000 prize in our 410. Welcome back to today's video. Before we head up to the Skagit Speedway, we have one quick stop here at the Grays Harbor Raceway located in Elma, Washington. 3/8 clay mile oval. We've raced here already twice this season and we've had good speed, but just haven't been able to put together a full night to get the result that we want here at the Grays Harbor Raceway. Walking up to it now, it does look fairly wet. They must have just been out here with the water truck. You can also see they've kind of tilled the high side. I think if they can dial on the surface and the weather kind of plays in our favor, maybe if the sun kind of comes out a little bit, this thing gets real slick and wide, we should have a great track tonight. $5,000 to win. I think we're expecting anywhere from 20 to 25 360s, and I think it's a 2 heat race format, so no qualifying. It's going to be important just to be as good as you can every time you're on track, pass cars and go forward. Try to start as far up front to chase that, you know, pretty solid prize money. So we're gonna get after it, head back, have the pit meeting soon, and get all strapped in. Well, hot laps are complete here in Elma, and that's gonna kick off our Washington swing. It was really unusual how the racetrack just went from slimy in our first lap to, like, by the 3rd lap, it was already like getting rolled in and actually slickening off in a couple of spots. We were in the first group. By the time 360 hot laps was complete, it was already getting slick in the groove that everyone was running. Race car felt good. I felt like we might have been a little bit on the loose side, so we're just gonna touch it up for this first heat race. We're gonna have to get back in here in a minute, so it's gonna be quick rolling back out. Should be a very similar surface, maybe a little bit less grip out there. And it's very similar to our Outlaw Kart format, 2 heats. I pulled a 79 pill, so I was like one of the last on the board. So I'm gonna be starting 6th out of 7 cars in our first heat race, and then the second set I'll be outside pole. Now with how this works, you gotta pass cars, you gotta go forward, you gotta make things happen as quick as possible on track and take advantage of every opportunity. Carly's out there wiping down the car. I'm gonna strap back in here in just a minute. We're gonna try to do what we can here in this first heat race to get some points. Carly's the hardest worker on the team. Car just pulled in and she's already making adjustments for our second heat race. 6-4 out there in heat number 1. A little bit frustrating that I wasn't able to go 6-3. I felt like I had the opportunity. If I just could have done a couple more things right. I was really good in 1 and 2, like entering high and turning down and getting speed down the back straightaway, where the car in front of me was entering lower and sliding up. And then we were both a little bit more even in 3 and 4, but the main mistake I made down there is I just wasn't running high enough. I think I could have opened up my corner more and carried speed to the center and done kind of like what I was doing in 1 and 2, but I just got so focused on trying to hit my line and not spin the tires that I just didn't run I could have just run every lap a little better. But like we predicted, the start was gonna be key. We got some momentum, ripped around the high side and got 2 cars on the first lap, and then from there, no one else really moved around. So I think we're gonna tighten it up. It's only gonna get slicker, and hopefully if the top can kind of get some material, it'll build some grip so we'll be able to run way up there with our 360 and try to make something happen here in this next heat race from the front row starting next to Dominic Selzy. It's key if we can. We gotta try to win this and get the 2-1 at the passing point and the highest finishing point. Well, back up here where I started the night to show you guys the racetrack after both sets of heat races are completed. Needed to win that one from the outside pole, and unfortunately just wasn't able to get the job done. The first part of the process was going to be getting a good start. Starting next to Dominic Scelzi, I knew he kind of had more of a preferred lane, getting to start in a cleaner part of the track, and I actually fired off well. I was kind of enough alongside him where I thought maybe I would have had a shot going into turn one, but he was able to get a little bit of a run, and our game plan was to peel in behind him if I didn't feel like I was going to be able to rip the top around him. Well, now with what I know, I would totally have done it differently. And as I say this, the non-wing cars are coming up to the racetrack, so you guys can see it's really slick. They're about to go out for their main event. But anyway, what I was saying, I just need to do my job a little bit better. I peeled in behind him, and I got loose so quickly, got caught in no man's land. Then third place, just with where they were, they had a good run. They were able to get underneath me, or what ended up being second place. I dropped back to third, just kind of got out of sorts for the first 2 laps. And once I was able to regroup it and kind of figure out the line, which was top 1 and 2, and a little bit more of a diamond in 3 and 4, then I felt all right. But got to make the race car a little bit better. Got to find a little bit of drive. I got to have just a tiny bit better throttle control. This place is so much about keeping momentum and being straight, and running in the right spot and positioning yourself. And so just got to do a little bit better job of that. And now we're going to see what they post for the lineup. Unfortunately, we're not going to make the top 8 redraw or dash or whatever they end up running. We just need to be a little bit better in the heat race for that opportunity. Well, they just posted the starting lineup, and we are going to be rolling off from 14th, 7th row outside. The biggest thing that hurt us tonight, I think, obviously, if our heat race would have went better, that would have helped. But the last heat race, a couple of guys dropped out. And so with the passing points and finishing points, with 5 cars in heat race number 3, all those guys were able to get more points than us. And then also, I think I told you guys earlier, the top 4 finishers from night number 1 were already locked into the top 8 starting spots. So we were just fighting for a little bit less, but that's just, that's just how it goes. That's the format put in place, and we just have to race it. Just wanted to let you guys know, because honestly, even though we dropped back a little bit there, I thought we were maybe going to start more around like 10th, but Dominic Scelzi, who won the heat race from the pole and went 7th to 5th, is starting right inside of me. The main thing now, with how far back we start and with the track conditions most likely just annihilating our tires, we're kind of trying to figure out, what to put on, because we don't want to put a brand new medium Hoosier and just destroy it. So we picked out an alright used one. Like I said, the racetrack is guaranteed to probably burn through both of our rear tires, so we tried to pick out something to give us, a good shot. But starting this far back, and with us having just a bad feeling it's going to rubber really early, there's just no sense in burning up, our supply. We have a lot of big races ahead, and you kind of have to be careful and pick and choose, just because there isn't as many tires out there, and I feel like a lot of people in the pits are doing the same. So we're going to strap in here in just a minute. I believe it's 30 laps. Wouldn't be surprised if they cut it because of tire usage, and we're just going to make the best of what we got. And I really think with the changes we made to tighten up, get some drive, we can move forward.
Love you, bud. Be safe. You got this. Love you.
Monday morning. We are now preparing for the Skagit Speedway. Did not get the opportunity to chat with you guys after last night's feature in Alma, and quite frankly, honestly, don't have too much to say. Result wasn't very good, didn't get the finish we wanted, made a lot of mistakes behind the wheel. Felt like we still have some room to make our race car better. I'll give them props. The track ended up being a tad bit racier than I thought it was gonna be. It got real wide, super slick, super rock hard, and you just kind of had to move around a little bit to the word I used all night long was momentum, you know, keeping your momentum up and trying to keep your wing speed going and try to make up ground on the guys in front of you. But still, track position was key. You know, we started 14th. It was difficult to move forward, especially when I gave up some spots early on. But even some of the fast guys around me, they didn't really move forward. I think the biggest mover of the race was maybe 4, 5, 6 spots. It's just tough to pass. Once guys get going and you get going and you get going, you know, you spread out a little bit and it's hard to catch the guy in front of you. And even if you do, they got to make a mistake. They got to get slowed up at some point, and you got to take advantage and pounce on that opportunity. So ultimately, I need to be better behind the wheel. I felt like if I ran a perfect race yesterday, I think we could have maybe ran 7th, 8th, or 9th if things would have went my way, if I would have picked the right lane choice. But like I said, I just made simple mistakes that I absolutely should not have, of you know, where my wing was at and getting my car too tight and missing the rubber and just not doing my job later in the show to keep the spots that I was, regardless, even though I was in the back. So thanks to my crew, we're gonna put last night behind us. I felt like there was some valuable knowledge gained. You know, I felt good on a little bit of a different setup that we're trying just to, you know, ultimately get better and better, because we haven't necessarily found exactly getting the car as close to perfect as we can. So we're trying to make little subtle changes to get closer, you know, whatever direction we need to head. But thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Like I said, we're headed to the Skagit Speedway, little tune-up for Dirt Cup tonight. My crew is gonna keep working hard. I'm gonna keep working hard. We're gonna get ready. We're about 10 minutes away. As usual, big thanks to Next Gen Def, Fast 4 Media, On-Site Screeners, Lafarge North America, ABC Powder Coating, Pit Stop USA, Earth Environmental, QRC, and our friends at Carson for supporting us for the 2022 season. Last night's behind us. Today's a new day. Let's chase a good finish and try to see how we can make our race car better for the big payday at the end of the week with Dirt Cup. See you guys all there. Deuces.